What's up, heathens and heathenettes, and welcome to Story Mode. Today I'll be ranking the final missions and endings in each GTA video game from worst to best. This is my first ranking video, so if you enjoy it, leave a like and I'll make more videos like these. Which last mission and ending is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't played a certain Grand Theft Auto video game, then this is your spoiler warning. There are 18 endings to rank, so let's begin. Number 18, Final Job, Grand Theft Auto 2. This mission finds Claude Speed being targeted by the last 3 crime bosses of the city. They figured out that Claude had been manipulating them for his own personal gain. Honestly, nothing really special about this mission. It's basically like how the game has been playing out. Go to a district, take out the respective gang leaders, and repeat. And after taking out these 3 leaders, the game just ends when you head to Jesus Saves Church. And after the first game, you think Rockstar could have stepped up a little bit more. Which brings me to my next entry.
Job complete!
Number 17, Rasta Blasta ending, Grand Theft Auto. After your chosen protagonist has helped the gangs in Liberty City and San Andreas, they head to Vice City, where corrupted Vice Detective Samuel Deaver threatens to have them arrested. After doing favors for him, they help the Rastas gang who helped the protagonist take out Deaver and his squad, but the last mission isn't taking out Deaver or his team. It's actually just heading to Brother Marcus, the Rastas leader, and collecting retirement money for helping him out, thus ending the protagonist's life of crime. Yes, I know this is way less exciting than GTA 2's ending, but hey, at least we get a cutscene.
Serious cash in the briefcase, bro. So, I don't think I'll be seeing you for a long time.
Number 16 and number 15, GTA London 1961 and London 1969. These final missions, as far as I could find, have no names. In 1961, the protagonist is just to meet Harold Cartwright, who you've been helping his gang gain power in the city. We are treated to a cutscene where he greets us and is happy to have us work for him.
And by hookers and by crooks, you proved you ain't bad. Yeah. Ain't bad at all, sunshine. Know what I mean?
In 1969, we get a more exciting mission. We are to find and blow up the Crisp twins' car. They are trying to flee the city for fear that the protagonist will take them out. They survive the explosion and agree to leave the protagonist alone as long as they won't come after the twins again. The cool thing about these 2 endings are they are expansion packs for the first GTA game. Even though they take place in London, it's nice to have them included.
We're getting out of here. Arch is off to Devon, and I'm leaving the country, heading for Thailand, actually. Very posh.
Number 14, Freedom Flies, Grand Theft Auto Advance. After Mike takes out his best friend Vinny after his betrayal, he sets out to leave Liberty City, but the Colombian cartel go after Mike since they believe he killed their boss, but Mike finds out that King Courtney said this and goes after him. King Courtney is defeated and Mike heads to the airport where the final mission takes place. Mike rides a tank to the airport, all while taking out waves of police until he reaches Cisco's plane. Once he boards, he remembers his fallen friends as he flies off, seemingly headed for Colombia. Even though this game does have mainly text-based dialogue, it does have a good ending. It doesn't show the need to continue or make a prequel to Mike and Vinny's story, and we get to see how 8-Ball got the bandages on his hands that we see in Grand Theft Auto 3. Number 13, Saw in the Wound, Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars. Huang Li's purpose is to find out who killed his father and stole their family's sword. In this mission, Huang and LCP detective Wade Heston head to a deal where the sword will be. It turns out Huang's uncle Kenny stole the sword and killed his father. Huang chases Kenny to Sing Joming's house, who he blames for having Huang's father killed. Sin ordered Kenny to do this, and in return, he'd be the next head of the Triads. Kenny double-crossed Sin, however, and put the blame on his son. When Sin demands for the sword, Kenny thrusts it through his body. Huang and Kenny engage in a fight with Huang being victorious. Liberty City police officers arrive to arrest everyone except Huang, who Wade refers to as a good kid, and he is also given the opportunity to become the next Triad leader by Sin, but doesn't give an answer for the time being. Just like Grand Theft Auto Advance, this is a one-time installment that has no need for another, although I would like to know if Huang became the Triad leader. Number 12, The Sicilian Gambit, Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. This mission finds Tony Cipriani and Salvatore Leone back in Sal's house, now free from prison and ready to get back in power. Now they have to head to the mayor's office to get him to drop the charges, but it seems that the Sicilians kidnapped him and took him to the lighthouse. Sal and Tony head there and see Massimo Torini is behind it all.
Torini! It figures! Give him up! The mayor is mine! This city is mine!
Torini holds the mayor at gunpoint while flying around the lighthouse in a helicopter. Tony is able to save the mayor and shoot down the helicopter, ending Torini. Back at Sal's, the mayor agrees to drop the charges with some persuasion from Tony.
Ow!
Try again.
After this, Sal and Tony meet with Sal's uncle, who was actually the one who sent Torini to take out Sal. Admitting defeat, he quietly heads back to Sicily, but without a foreshadowing remark to Sal.
Every dog has his day.
Tony is then given $500,000 by Sal when he was promised a couple, but continues to work for Sal. This ending shows a nice callback and roots to what led to Grand Theft Auto 3, especially when the uncle foreshadows Sal's death. Number 11, The Exchange, Grand Theft Auto 3. This one fights Claude being betrayed once again by Catalina.
The real question is, did you turn up to rescue Maria or to get me back? You haven't learned. I'm not to be trusted. Kill the idiot!
and having to fight his way through cartel members to the Cochrane Dam, where Catalina has Maria. Catalina escapes on a helicopter circling the dam, but Claude is able to destroy it as it crashes to her death. Claude and Maria then leave the dam while the chaos is being covered in a news report.
Several citizens were injured in the panic as gunfire was exchanged between ground forces and a helicopter circling the dam.
This mission gives some satisfaction to finally being rid of the loudmouth Catalina, who, if you played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, also broke CJ's heart to be with Claude. This also brings an end to the Leone storyline, as well as to Maria, who subsequently got shot by Claude for her constant nagging. For being the first 3D installment, this showed us the best to come from Rockstar Games.
I broke a nail and my hair is ruined. I mean, can you believe it? This one cost me $50.
Number 10, Last Stand, Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. After Luis is killed by Armando Mendez, Victor Vance sets out to end Diego Mendez. Vic steals a helicopter from his former army base and uses it to assault the Mendez mansion. One of the Mendez goons shoots down the helicopter, but Vic is able to survive and fight his way up to the roof where his former commanding officer, Jerry Martinez, aims a gun at him. Jerry badmouths Diego, which he overhears, causing a three-way firefight.
Turns out you're just another chump, like Mendez.
Me cago en tu madre.
Vic is able to take out both men, being free from the Mendez brothers, Jerry, and avenging Luis's death. Vic's brother Lance shows up late and tells Vic that he can get his hands on more drugs to get back in the game, but Vic wants no part of it. The brothers ride off in the helicopter to head back home to take care of their brother Pete. This is a relatively good mission in terms of the story. We only see Vic's demise in the beginning of Vice City, but here we can see more of his backstory and what led to his end. Number 9, Something Sensible, Grand Theft Auto 5. Yes, I'm counting the 3 ending choices in Grand Theft Auto 5 as separate endings. This sees Franklin choosing to end Trevor, as asked by Dave Norton and Steve Haynes. Trevor thinks Franklin wants to meet to discuss Michael, but he couldn't be more wrong.
But Michael ain't the problem.
Trevor freaks out and leads a chase through the freeway to the oil fields. Michael calls Franklin to help and ends up T-boning Trevor, causing him to crash into a gas tanker. He screams at Michael and Franklin for betraying him. Michael or Franklin will shoot at the gas surrounding Trevor, causing him to burn and eventually explode. Michael and Franklin argue but agreed to depart as friends.
It's certainly been an education. Surviving is winning, Franklin. Whatever it takes, kid.
Number 8, The Time's Come, Grand Theft Auto 5. Speaking of Trevor's ending, this mission sees Franklin taking out Michael as ordered by Devin Weston. Michael's not sure why Franklin wants to meet, but he gets a call from Amanda talking about how Tracy is going to college. He then starts speaking about how everything is going well for him. Franklin tries to explain why they're meeting, but Michael catches on.
Look, man. Me and you know this shit ain't over, dog. We both realists. The f is this?
He tries to escape through the fields and on train tracks and eventually stops at a power station. Franklin chases him to the top where they argue and pushes Michael over the edge. Franklin grabs onto his hand but lets go, causing Michael to fall to his death. Franklin climbs down and leaves a voicemail for Lamar, reciting a line that Michael told him before.
You just start running and and all of a sudden your legs give and you just can't run no more. Look, you wake up one day and your legs, they just give. You just can't run anymore.
Both this and Trevor's ending are equally upsetting and hits the player's heart, as both characters were crucial to the story and team. Whichever ending you choose causes that character to be absent for the remainder of the game. Number 7, Get Lost, Grand Theft Auto 4 The Lost and Damned. This is the last mission to the Lost and Damned DLC for Grand Theft Auto 4. Tom Stubbs visits Johnny Klebis to let him know that Billy is prepared to testify against Johnny and the Lost. Johnny heads to the prison he's being held with the last of the MC brothers to take out Billy. They fight their way through the guards and police until Johnny reaches Billy at the rec area. Despite his hesitation, Johnny shoots Billy when he lunges at him with a knife. The brothers flee back to the clubhouse where they've wrecked everything inside.
We had fun here.
Yeah, we did. But it's over.
Brother Terry douses the clubhouse in gasoline and sets it ablaze. As the last of the Lost stand outside watching it burn, they know this is the end of the Alderney chapter. The Lost and Damned shows more of Johnny Klebit's story instead of his cameos here and there in the main Grand Theft Auto 4 story. And as this last mission's name, it's now time for the brothers to get lost and start anew. Number 6, A Revenger's Tragedy, Grand Theft Auto 4. Also known as the bad ending, this mission sees Nico ending Dimitri, the constant thorn in his side. This mission is unlocked if you decide to do the deal for Pecorino. On the day of Roman and Mallory's wedding, Nico heads to the church alone. Outside, a hitman sent by Dimitri shows up to take out Nico.
Gift from Dmitry Raskolov.
But he's able to shoot the hitman during the struggle. When the gun goes off, a bullet hits Roman, ending him. Nico heads home upset and angry, but the next day, he and little Jacob track down where Dimitri is. When Nico heads inside the building, he witnesses Dimitri kill Pecorino, not wanting to share the money. Nico chases him to the Statue of Happiness for a final gunfight, avenging his cousin's death.
The survival of the fittest thing really meant a lot.
This is another mission that hurts the player's heart. We have become so close to Roman that we feel distraught when we see his death. Number 5, out of commission, Grand Theft Auto 4. Now for the good ending. This mission happens if you decide to kill Dimitri instead of doing the deal with him. Pegorino is pissed that Nico betrayed him, so at the wedding, Nico is accompanied by Kate McCreary, who he developed a relationship with. Pegorino shoots into the crowd outside and ends up killing Kate. The next day, Nico, Little Jacob, and Roman fight one of Pegorino's associates and follow them back to the building he's hiding in. Nico also chases Pegorino to the Statue of Happiness for the final gunfight. The wounded Pegorino is kicked while he's down when Nico teases him about the other 5 families thinking Peg is a joke.
The old families? I know some of those guys. And they thought you were a fat joke.
Pegorino is shot in the head when Jacob and Roman show up, pointing out they have won. This is the best ending for GTA 4. Everyone lives, the bad guys die, and later we get a heartwarming phone call from Roman.
Valerie, right? The girl, okay.
Congratulations, Roman. You make a good father.
Number 4, Departure Time, Grand Theft Auto 4, The Battle of Gay Tony. After Luis takes out the Russians at Mason at 9, Tony heads home to pack and get out of Liberty City. In this mission, Luis tries to talk some sense to Tony, even when T draws the gun on him. Luis convinces him to stay low somewhere while he goes to get rid of Ray Bulgarin. He finds out he may be at the abandoned amusement park, but it's just more Russian goons and Bulgarin's right-hand, Thimer. He tells Luis that Bulgarin is about to fly out of the city. Luis takes out Thimer and takes a bike to the airport, all while letting Yusuf Amir know what's going on.
I gotta get down the Deuce Expressway without any number of Russian assassins taking me down. Or we're done. Why am I even saying this? Wish me luck, bro.
Halfway there, Yusuf appears in an attack chopper to clear a path for Luis to the airport. He races to the plane and jumps on board. Bulgarin threatens Luis with a grenade.
You can't shoot me! You'll blow a whole plane up!
But Luis would rather take his chances. He shoots Bulgarin, which causes the grenade clip to open and blow up the plane. Luis manages to survive and jump out and parachute to Duke's, where Tony is hiding out. Tony thanks him and they speak of the future, when Yusuf shows up and offers to fund the clubs to expand them.
What's up, my
Oh, did he just say that?
Tony declines but loves Yusuf's charisma and hospitality. Departure Time shows the end of Tony and Luis's story for the time being. By the way, it also shows what happened to the diamonds everyone was chasing. I have a feeling we'll see the hobo very soon, since the in-game news says that he plans to open a gun and liquor store in Vice City.
Mr. Kapowitz won't be homeless for much longer. He plans to use his new wealth to open a gun shop and liquor store in Vice City.
This wasn't the end for Tony either. He shows up again in GTA Online in the After Hours DLC.
I'm Gay Tony, and I'm back.
Hopefully we'll see the return of Luis as well. Number 3, End of the Line, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. The time has come for CJ and Sweet to take down their old friend and betrayer Big Smoke. The brothers head to his crack house palace, but CJ thinks he should take care of this alone. He crashes through the front of the building and makes his way through the floors, taking out Ballas, Vagos, Rifas, and Russians. CJ confronts Big Smoke, who's now a crack addict and doesn't care about anything anymore.
Smoke, you had made it, CJ. I'm a success. I can't be touched!
Smoke snaps and ensues a shootout. Smoke ends up fatally wounded, with his last words exclaiming that everyone will remember his name.
When I'm gone, everyone gonna remember my name. Big Smoke!
Tenpenny shows up and forces CJ to fill a case of Smoke's money, revealing he's ready to leave the city. When he's about to shoot CJ, he distracts Tenpenny. CJ fights through the fire and escapes the burning building. Sweet jumps and hangs onto Tenpenny's fire truck, causing CJ to chase it and save his brother. Once he catches him, the pair chase down the fire truck until it loses control and plummets over a bridge into Grove Street. Tenpenny crawls out, exclaiming that the world would be better if there was more police like him.
See you around, officer.
CJ and the others return back home, thinking of what to do next. The possibilities are endless for them, but CJ is ready to check out the hood. This is the end of CJ's and the Grove's problems for now. This is a happy ending for them, with their next journey unknown, one of the best endings for any GTA game. Number 2, Keep Your Friends Close, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Sonny flies down to Vice City to pay Tommy a visit. Tommy decides to pay him off so he can get him off his back for now. After some shade is thrown, Sonny reveals that Lance is on his side now, since he hasn't been feeling appreciated by Tommy. Lance lets Sonny know that the money is fake and the real cash is upstairs in the safe. Sonny is pissed, but Tommy is ready to end this once and for all.
Think I just take the fake cash, save face, and run away with my tail between my legs?
No. I just wanted to piss you off before I kill you.
Tommy first goes after Lance and chases him to the roof for his last dance. He then goes back down to the foyer for a final firefight with his former boss. Sonny also reveals it was him that set up Tommy years ago in Harwood. Tommy is eventually victorious and takes a rest on the stairs. Ken Rosenberg jumps for cover but sees Tommy unharmed. He states that there is no up north anymore, but now it's all down south, indicating he is now in charge.
After all, you're a conniving, backstabbing, two-bit thief, and I'm a convicted psychotic killer and drug dealer.
This is another great ending for a GTA game, resolving the problems Tommy had before and finally taking out the man who set him up in the first place. We don't hear much about Tommy after this though, and even though this is my favorite GTA installment, there is another one that has a better ending. Number 1, The Third Way, Grand Theft Auto 5, also known as the canonical good ending. This one sees Franklin choosing to risk his life to save Trevor and Michael. He meets Lester for advice and comes up with a plan.
Steve Haynes is under a lot of heat because of the shootings at Court Center. And Devin Weston's A, known to be a major and B, known to be friendly with Don Percival, who runs Merriweather. They would both love to be involved in capturing the bullion that we just lifted. If I tell them both that you boys are at the foundry in Marietta Heights melting it down, then maybe both of them will pay you a visit and bam, we turn it into a bust.
Franklin meets Trevor and Michael at the old foundry, who are still arguing but decide to put it aside for now. Merriweather and FIB agents storm the place, but they had no chance against the trio. Afterwards, they decide to tie up loose ends and give a call to Lester for some locations.
Steve Haynes to start.
And Devin Weston's ass.
And Wei Cheng, Weicheng, Wei Cheng, and Franklin's pal, Stretch.
Stretch? Yeah, man, look, his real name is Harold Joseph.
Trevor then gets Devin Weston's location. He takes out Devin's security and stuffs him in the trunk of his own car. He then calls Michael and Franklin to meet him on the cliffs. With some final words to Devin,
Goodbye, my old friend. Thanks for all the advice.
They push the car over as it explodes on impact. With each loose end tied up and problem solved, the three agreed to depart but remain friends.
I'm getting too old for this nonsense.
In GTA Online, the player can join Franklin's company, where there is dialogue given that Michael and Trevor are still alive, like Franklin mentioning Michael's new job.
I know one of the producers around here. I hope his ass ain't at work today.
And his receptionist mentioning Trevor.
This crazy dude swung by earlier, dressed like a hobo. Like really on edge. She swore him and Mr. Clinton used to work together.
With GTA Online still expanding, only time will tell where their futures lead. This is the best ending and final mission in my opinion, where everyone lives, all no problems are solved, and even after their story mode, the characters are still alive. As I said before, this ranking is my own personal preference. Do you agree with my list? Why or why not? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, then leave a like and I'll make more videos like this. Oh, and if you want, add me on PlayStation Network for a 1v1 on Mortal Kombat, Injustice, or Multiversus. My username will be in the description. My name is Heathen, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.